Hello friends! In this video, we will talk about the Cold War, most dangerous conflict after World War II. The Cold War wasn't fought with bullets and bombs. It was a global struggle of ideologies, power, and influence that lasted over 4 decades. It began in 1945, right after World War II ended. The US and the Soviet Union had worked together to defeat Nazi Germany, but their alliance quickly turned cold. The US promoted democracy and capitalism. The Soviet Union backed communism and authoritarianism. Neither side trusted the other. By 1947, tensions had hardened into policy. The US launched the Truman Doctrine, pledging to stop the spread of communism, and supported Western Europe through the Marshall Plan. Meanwhile, the USSR expanded its control over Eastern Europe, forming a bloc of satellite states. In 1949, the Cold War escalated. The Soviet Union tested its first atomic bomb, ending America's monopoly on nuclear weapons. The same year, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO, was created. In response, the USSR later formed the Warsaw Pact. For the next 40 years, the world watched as these two superpowers clashed. Not directly, but through proxy wars, espionage, and propaganda. The Korean War in the 1950s, the Vietnam War in the 1960s, and the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan in the 1980s, all were Cold War conflicts. In 1962, the world came to the brink of nuclear war during the Cuban Missile Crisis, when the Soviet Union placed missiles just 90 miles from the US coast. A tense 13-day standoff ended with a peaceful withdrawal, but the fear lingered. The Cold War also extended into space. The space race saw both nations rush to dominate space exploration, with the US landing a man on the moon in 1969. In 1979, Soviet forces invaded Afghanistan to establish communist rule in Afghanistan and to control coastline of Pakistan to establish its influence in oil-rich Gulf countries. Afghan proxy fighters, Mujahideen, led by Pakistan's ISY, resisted Soviet forces. It was a decisive stroke on the Soviet system. By the 1980s, economic struggles, resistance in Eastern Europe, and reforms by Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev, including glasnost and perestroika, paved the way for change. Finally, in 1989, the Berlin Wall fell, symbolizing the collapse of communist regimes across Eastern Europe. 2 years later, in 1991, the Soviet Union dissolved, and the Cold War officially ended. It was a war without a battlefield, but with global consequences. One that shaped the modern world in politics, technology, and diplomacy. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more related videos.